Hamas has announced receiving several proposals for a ceasefire in Gaza in recent weeks and responded with what it described as responsibility and openness. Hamas further accused Israel of reneging on an agreement previously signed between the two sides, saying the Israeli government refused to move to the second phase of the deal and has resumed its military offensive on the Gaza Strip. Families and tribal leaders in southern Gaza have called on residents across the Gaza Strip to take to the streets on Friday in mass protests demanding the removal of Hamas from power. In a public statement, they accused Hamas of harming Gaza's youth and exploiting them for political ends. The families stressed the need for a political solution that restores peace and security without further displacement or destruction, and Hamas members to abandon the group in favor of the national interest. Jordan's Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safadi has called for coordinated international efforts to stop Israeli military assault on Gaza. During a meeting in Amman with German Interior Minister Nancy Faeser and Australian counterpart Gerhard Kahner, al-Safadi emphasized the need to impose a permanent and comprehensive ceasefire and to open border crossings for the delivery of humanitarian aid across the Strip. Thousands of Israeli protesters have gathered outside the Knesset calling for new elections and the return of detainees still held in Gaza. Among those attending was former Defense Minister Benny Gantz, who called it a very important demonstration. The protest coincided with parliamentary session debating a controversial bill to change the committee that appoints judges, a move critics say could trigger a constitutional crisis and expand government powers. It also came just one day after the Knesset narrowly approved the delayed 2025 state budget, a debate that highlighted deep divisions over the detainees' fate and Israel's political future. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned that Israel could seize territory in Gaza if Hamas does not release the remaining detainees. Speaking at the Knesset, Netanyahu stated that increased force would be used, and the longer Hamas delays, the more powerful the repression. His remarks were repeatedly interrupted by opposition voices, one of whom was removed after calling the Prime Minister an inciter.
בימים האחרונים ראינו עוד שינוי. ראינו דבר
To Yemen now, where US forces launched a series of airstrikes targeting Houthi-controlled areas around Yemen's capital Sana'a. That's according to Houthi-run media. The strikes hit multiple locations north and south of the city, including 8 strikes in the Jarban area of Sanhan district and 5 in the Bani Hashish district. The Dailami air base, located north of Sana'a, was also targeted with 2 airstrikes.